Good morning. Today I've got one key tip for you to increase your wealth with risk. Now, what does that mean? So, we're all familiar with the concept of risk, and we're all familiar with the concept of saving. If you have a certain goal in mind, you can reach that wealth goal through a variety of ways. You can earn more money, you can be more disciplined about your budgeting, or you can reduce your costs and increase your cash flow. You can invest your money and get a return. And one of the ways that you can increase that amount of wealth that you have at some point in the future is by increasing the amount of risk you take. Now, remember, I've said this before, higher risk does not necessarily mean higher returns. It can mean that. It also means you could lose money. And you have to keep that in mind when you take on risk. But if you have a certain wealth goal in mind, say you want to achieve $1 million in the next 10 years, and you're starting at nothing, there are ways to do that by using risk. We have talked before about different asset classes that you can invest in. You can invest in stocks, you can invest in bonds, in real estate, in commodities, now in digital currency if you want to. But you have to understand that when you invest in a certain type of asset, there's a certain amount of risk associated with that. So a high yield savings account is very safe. Whereas if you put all of your money in the stock market, it's a little bit more risky. And usually, the most risky investments that most financial experts talk about are stock index funds. And in some cases, they talk about individual stocks. If you really want to amp up the risk, you are able to invest in individual stocks, in individual assets in a way that you're putting more of your money in there. You want to do it by using certain principles. And I have talked about this before, but it bears repeating again. And that is one of the principles of value investing. Benjamin Graham wrote a great book many years ago called The Intelligent Investor. And in it, he details not just his recommendations for the defensive investor, right? Someone who doesn't really understand the market that well, but just wants to put their money in a place where it will grow, and the enterprising investor. And that is an individual who's willing to take a lot of risk and buy a company that might go bankrupt, but also might produce a great return. Take a look at that book. In addition, if you want some tools to help you achieve your goals, say you want to take some risks, say you have a little bit of money and say, you know what, I want to put this in an individual company. I want to take a lot of risk and see what I can do. Or I want to put it in a digital currency of some kind. Comment below, comment on this video below, and I will send you a link, or I'll send you information that you can use in order to maybe achieve that goal. Please post a question or comment. Send me a private message if you want to talk about it privately. I think risk is a very important topic because it's not talked about enough. Most financial advisors just ask you, hey, what's your risk tolerance, without really explaining what that means. I look forward to talking to you again soon. And until next time, I wish you unlimited success.